In the previous episode, we briefly talked about how FOMO tactics are used to encourage players into buying things that they don't really need. In this video, let's have a look at what these items actually are and if they are worth your money. Since there are a wide variety of games out there featuring different kinds of shops, I limited myself to a sample of 3 games with 3 different business models, all of them featuring cash shops with expensive items. First, let's look at the most common business model, the free-to-play game. For this, I picked one of the most played games in the world, Fortnite. It uses a virtual currency known as V-Bucks to sell items in its shop, although a few items are also listed as direct purchases with real money. For most items, however, the flow is like this. You acquire V-Bucks either by purchasing them separately or by earning them through leveling up the Battle Pass. Note that buying the Battle Pass itself costs 950 V-Bucks, so you have to make at least one real money purchase in order to start earning these V-Bucks. Okay, so let's say you want to buy some V-Bucks directly. The cheapest bundle is available for 666 rupees, giving you 1000 V-Bucks. But on this screen itself, you are prompted to look at the other tiers which offer extra V-Bucks as you keep spending more money. But let's come back to that later. Let's go and see what you can get for 1000 V-Bucks. A few small items and some emotes, all of which are under 1000 V-Bucks. But the character skins, which are the most popular purchases, are all above 1000. So to purchase these outfits, you once again need to get more V-Bucks, either from the Battle Pass or by buying another 1000. At this point, the next bundle of 2800 V-Bucks seems like a much better deal, right? But that costs 1664 rupees, which is more than double of the lowest tier. Before you know it, the prices steadily keep rising up. And look at the highest tier bundles, the ones which claim to offer you a better deal compared to buying the items individually. These bundles are designed to trick you into believing that you're getting a great deal, when in reality you're just spending even more money and getting items that you probably wouldn't use too often anyway. I mean, look at this bundle. To buy this, you would need to get the third highest tier of V-Bucks, which is priced at 2664 rupees. For the same amount of money, you could buy a whole lot of things in the real world. And this is why free-to-play games are so lucrative to the publishers. Fortnite has some positives. It always tries new things with its seasonal model and recently introduced 3 new interesting game modes. But it is also guilty of popularizing the Battle Pass model and charging insane amounts of money for digital trinkets. Now let us move on to the next game, which uses a hybrid business model. The game is Destiny 2, and while on the surface it is a free-to-play game, you absolutely have to pay in order to access its expansions, which offer the meat of its content. Destiny 2 offers a unique case study because the game uses a very aggressive model of monetization and it is not shy to keep reminding you to buy stuff. The cash shop in this game is called Eververse and the virtual currency it uses is called Silver. The names may have changed, but it's the same model at play. Unlike Fortnite, there is no other way in which you can acquire silver through the Battle Pass. The only way to buy this Witcher-themed bundle, for example, is to get 2000 silver, for which you need to buy the bundle that gives you 2000 silver, which costs 1640 rupees. And people actually buy these bundles because they are emotionally invested in the game. It wouldn't have been so bad if Destiny 2 was a completely free-to-play game, but the most dedicated players already pay separately for the expansions and the season passes. The Eververse store is an additional layer of monetization and it runs well enough for the shop to constantly have new items. Finally, let's look at the third game in our case study. This business model is perhaps the most outrageous of them all. A premium game that requires an upfront purchase and on top of that runs a separate cash shop. The game is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. The justification for this cash shop to exist is perhaps that Call of Duty also runs a simultaneous game called Warzone, which is free to play. The same account is used for the free to play game and premium game, and so all purchases in the cash shop carry over to both games. It's a poor excuse, but it works, so the cash shop isn't going anywhere. The shop works in exactly the same way. You pay insane amounts of real world money to buy digital outfits that are rotated every now and then. You do get to earn the virtual currency through the Battle Pass, which is a small consolation. The highest priced bundles in the shop can go up to 2800 Call of Duty points, which translate to a little over 1664 rupees, assuming you have some points to make up for the balance. That price, 1664 rupees or 20 US dollars, is common across these three games and across most games that feature cash shops. $20 is currently the proven price point at which a lot of people will happily buy these bundles. There are bundles that cost even more, of course, but those are a bit rare. I'm not judging the people who buy these bundles. I always say that what people do with their money is their own business. But I do have to say that if a large group of people does the same thing over and over again, it affects everyone else around them. In this case, even though a small group of people actually buy these pricey microtransactions, it affects the gameplay experience for everyone else because publishers are now incentivized to keep these cash shops running, and the entire game is designed towards sending more people to the cash shop, which is not what a lot of us play games for. Anyway, I feel arguing against microtransactions is a losing battle. Instead, I'd rather focus my energy on discovering and playing games that don't have any kind of cash shops to begin with. They might be a dying breed, but until the day they completely disappear, we can still have a good time without having to worry about battle passes or virtual currencies. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.